guys, it's me, I'm back. Today we are going to be making a really fun snow globe mini quilt or extra large mug rug. I don't know. I don't even know what to call it. I'm going to call it a mini quilt because that's what kind of a blanket term people are using right now. So I am on my phone. I'm trying my phone again today. So hopefully that works. I'm quickly going to do my shares and then we'll get started. And if you're here, check in with me and say hello and make sure you hit turn on notifications so that if it does cut me off, when I come back on, you'll be able to find me. So turn on notifications. Hi, Cindy. So that you can find me if it cuts me off because I'm back on my phone. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Wanda. So happy to be back with you guys. I have a cold, so my brain is super slow today. So just so you know, that's happening. So I might take pauses. Hi, Janet. Good morning, Gina. So I am just going to quickly share this. I know everyone hates it, but I want everybody to be able to find us. Bleh. So, okay. It'll be quick though. Hi, Patty. How are you? Thanks for watching. Okay. Good morning, Liz. Ugh, I know. I was homesick with my little guy. Well, he was homesick for a few days. And then, of course, the mom always gets it, right? Like, that's just how it works. So, I'm trying to be quick here. My internet is actually not being the slowest, so that's good. I really hope this phone works. So if you are just hopping on, make sure you turn notifications on because lately my phone has been kicking me off of here. So I want you to be able to find me when I go back. If it doesn't work on my phone the first time, I'm just going to head over to my computer. But I'd really like for it to work on my phone because it's just so much easier. Today's project won't take a super long time. I'm almost done. I just have one more. Okay, I'm done. Make sure. Okay, good. We're good. Okay, good morning, Jennifer. Today's isn't a super long project because I'm not feeling great, and it's not necessarily even a handmade gift idea, but you could give it as a gift, but I just really wanted to make it, so we're making it. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I've been seeing a lot of shaker cards. I don't know if you've seen those where they've got the, like the plastic, and so you can shake it, and it's a card, but you know me, I don't do paper, we do fabric, right? So we're going to make a snow globe, kind of based on a shaker card. So that's the plan for today. So let me tell you what we're going to use. We're going to use, this is, if you can't even see it, this is just some plastic. It's like, it's called vinyl. It's what you use like for, a tablecloth. I got it at Joann's it's on a really long roll where you get the tablecloth stuff. And this is a pretty thin one. They have some thicker ones. This is the thinnest one that I could find that they had. So this is tablecloth vinyl, I guess we'll call it. And if you click on the link in the description, I've got the cut files for you. So you can either print it and trace it out, print it, trace it, and cut it, or just use your machine. I used my Cricut maker for this, but you could use whatever machine you have that uses an SVG, or you can just print the SVG and cut it out. So we need 2 circles. Good morning, Margaret. Good morning, Jennifer. I think I said good morning, Jennifer. Sorry. We've got 2 circles that we've cut out, and the file is in the link above. It's a free cut file, so you can go grab that. So that's what we've got, those 2. Then I've got 2 pieces of fabric also that I put through my Cricut, and it cut the hole out. Good morning, Andy. So, and you'll notice the circle's much bigger than this circle, which is purposeful because this is going to go in here. So these aren't the same, so don't freak out if you're cutting them. Good morning, Paula. And don't freak out if you're cutting them, and this is way bigger because it should be. That's what we wanted. So I've got 2 of these with the hole in them. Good morning, Elsa, everyone. I'm going to say it one more time. If you're here, turn on your notifications for me when I go live, so that if, in case my phone happens to kick me out, I'll go back live again and finish the project on my computer. I just don't want you to miss it if you're watching and want to see the end. I will come back and finish it. It just might not be on my phone. So just, you might want to turn on notifications or just keep refreshing my Facebook page and I'll be back. Then I've also in the cut file is this. This is a thick felt. This is actually a felt that I got at Target. It's a little bundle of little squares that was like a rainbow bundle, and it's pretty thick, so it's very sturdy, much sturdier than normal felt. Good morning, Kathy, Cheryl, hi. So cut these out too. In the file, there's 2 of each. You can do 2 because you could make it double-sided, or I did 1 of each to do just one-sided. And if you use thin felt, you want to cut 2 and just glue them together so it's a little thicker like this. So that's the fabrics that we need. Oh, this you want to, and I told you my brain is a little bit addled today, so I didn't do this, but I want you to do this, is before you cut it, iron on some of this woven. This is just fusible interfacing, okay? So to give it some thickness, so that we can, because we're not really going to put any batting in it. So iron a piece of this onto either side. And I put that in the supplies on the blog post, but I didn't actually do it myself because, well, you know, I don't know about you guys, but my brain really has a hard time functioning when I have a cold. So I want you to add the iron-on interfacing or just regular interfacing and then cut it out. But I didn't happen to do that, but I want you to. Good morning, Stephanie. So that's all our supplies for that. Then we have this, which I got at Joann's. This is faux snow. This is just the really tiny bits. And I'm also going to add some glitter. Okay, so that's all the supplies. And then we will also need something to bind with. And you can do fabric or ribbon, whatever you choose. I have a ribbon here to do, but I really am thinking I might do fabric and just actually finish this off camera to do a fabric binding because I haven't cut one yet. But you'll need something for binding. And you could do a ribbon. This would be cute just to do around the edges, just like this. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Okay. One more thing. I keep saying that's the last supply and it's not. We've got this guy here. This is here's the back. This is a rolling foot, okay? This is what we're going to use to sew our plastic because it's real sticky, really sticky. So this foot is the one that we're going to use. And I've put a link to that in the blog post as well if you don't have one. You can, I had kind of a hard time finding it on Amazon. I searched and searched. I know. I have another cold. It's horrible. Good morning, Patty. Thank you. I am looking forward to Thanksgiving. Yeah. So I hope everyone else has a wonderful Thanksgiving too. So this is the rolling foot. I've linked it on my blog post because it was hard to find. But this should work on most low shank machines, which is most machines. You could also just go to your local quilt shop and they probably have something or could give you tips on what to use for your machine. It's just got this rolling, sorry, it doesn't want to really focus, this rolling foot. Yep, it's a rolling foot, that's what I said, but it just didn't want to come up on Amazon for some reason. So it has this rolling metal bit here that will help feed the plastic through. It's just a couple bucks that you can grab it. That's what we're going to use for the beginning. For when we do our plastic, our vinyl, I'm calling it plastic, vinyl, tablecloth, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, these bits, all right? So let's get started. We'll actually get sewing. I'm using a black thread because that's what I'm going to be using when I finally attach it. So I've got black in here, which it will also be helpful so you can see what we've got going on. So this stuff can be it gets a little bit messy and gross. I just wiped it down and it got a little sticky. It took some of the stick from the cutting mat, so I just wiped it down with one of my, with like a cleaning wipe, like a Clorox wipe, or you could probably Windex it or whatever, just to wipe it off, to make it, you know, to clean it up a bit. You can't really even see, it still has a little bit of murk on it, but it's okay. So I'm just going to, good morning, Priscilla. I'm just going to line them up, and you can clip them together if you'd like. They're pretty sticky, so I don't think they're going to move, but I'm just going to line them up together, and I'm actually going to leave between these two clips. I'm not going to sew there. If you want to clip, I wouldn't use pins just because it is going to create extra holes. So just line them up like so, and then start here and go around, and don't sew right here. We want to leave an opening. Using our rolling foot, and I'm going to try and get it as close to the edge as possible. And then also give it a little back stitch to hold it in place. Yeah, there's probably some other feet that you could use. This just happens to be the one I have on hand, but it just rolls and helps it move. And then I'm just kind of turning this as I go, trying to get close to the edge of the circle. Get to the end. Oh yes, make sure you guys tag a friend who you think needs to be in here with us. If you haven't seen them in here, share this so you can find it later. The more the merrier, right? Thank you, Gina, for mentioning that. So here, I've just gone all the way around, and you can see, because I used black, this is I just back stitched a bit on either end. Now I'm going to, and I mean, if you have a real funnel, that's probably better, but you know, I always make my own. So I'm just going to make a little funnel, stick it in here, and I did a test one of these and I put way too much in. So a little, dang it, a little will do ya plenty, okay? So we're going to grab our faux snow and just add a bit. We don't want too much. I might do just a hair more if I can get any out. There we go. That's plenty. We don't want to do too much. And then I'm also going to just add, just for fun, I'm going to add some glitter. But you can get, I think you can get the faux snow that's already like shiny, so you wouldn't have to add glitter. So just like that. Okay? You don't need too much. I'll show you this one that I did. I put way too much in, so you can't even see what's inside there. I don't like that. Okay, so I've got my glitter and my snow. Probably still might be a little bit too much. Then I'm going to take my tree, which I've lost. Here it is. Found it. I'm going to take my tree and I'm going to stick it in, and I'm going to leave the trunk towards the edge, and I'm going to clip it in place. We want to grab, I mean, I guess you could leave it free in there, but I kind of want it to stay where it's at. So I'm just going to clip the tree right there, and I'm going to sew this back up. And remember, back stitch a little bit so that the stitching doesn't come undone and you have faux snow everywhere inside your little quilt, not in the right place. And the rolling foot does not like the felt in there, so you might just have to lift it up a bit and help it through. Oh, yep, I told you. It doesn't like that. Okay, you're all right. Let's start again here. A little bit. No, okay. All right. Then we'll clip off all your extra threads, all your little bits here. Get rid of this. I have that faux snow stuff everywhere. I need to find a little container for it. Made a big ol' mess when I was practicing earlier. Just clean it up a little bit, so we don't want this to peek through. All right. This is just tablecloth vinyl. I got it at Joann's in the, where they have all the long bolts, like near the home deck fabric, kind of along the back wall. You know how they have the long bolts of stuff? That's where they have all the different tablecloth fabric. They have some really thick ones. This is not a super thick one. This is a thinner one. I think I put too much snow in again. It's hard to see. You can fiddle with how much you put in. I might have put too much in. But you can kind of see this is glitter now all up here. So when the light catches it, it's going to be really sparkly and fun. So now we finished our little globe piece. Now I dropped my fabric and everything else. Okay. Next, I think I'm gonna add the pedestal for my globe next. So I'm just gonna line it up underneath and top stitch it in place. So let me just pin it down real quick. So I'm just going to pin it. I'm just going to run around the edge, top stitch right around the edge of all of that. Super fast. And if you're doing one on the back, so if you're doing two, so that it's double-sided, you can do that too. I'm going to switch back to my regular 1/4 inch foot. So I don't really need the rolling foot. And then I'm still using the black thread. You could switch if you wanted. My machine foot wants to roll over. Okay, so then we're ready. All right. I feel like, no, okay. Okay. So we've got the base of our snow globe is in place. Now we're just going to throw our actual snow globe in and line up as best you can without the stitching showing through. Line up the globe underneath. Wait, scratch that. Okay. Put the bottom piece of your sandwich down first. Then line up your globe. And then put the top down. And line it up with the other piece of fabric. And then you can manipulate your globe where you want it. Make sure that none of the stitching is showing through. And then we will clip. Let's see, let me think for a second here. I guess you could pin it right towards the outer edge because we're gonna find the outer edge of your globe and pin around, because we're going to sew on the inner edge, so that should be all right. Just 1 or 2 pins should do you fine if you can get it through. Okay, and then you can clip around the rest of your block here. And then just make sure it looks fine on the back too. It does. I did too much snow again. That drives me crazy. Ugh. I thought I was doing so good. It was that second time when I was like, just a little more. Okay. So we've got it lined up. And I'm just going to top stitch as close to the edge of the fabric as I can through all the layers. And we'll probably end up going back over our pedestal here. I'm just going to try and go over the stitch I've already got and around. And we shouldn't need our rolling foot because we've got fabric on either side. I'm going to move my needle. Let's see. I'm going to move my needle all the way to this side so that I can use this edge of the foot against the edge of the fabric to keep me lined up. And the needle will be as close to that as I can. Yeah, you could do it. You could probably use a double stick tape. The thing is, we pinned on the outer edge, so the globe, even if it gets a hole there, it's inside and it's not gonna, we're closing it off with this stitch. So I think pinning, as long as you pin as close to the edge as you can, I think you'll be all right. And the back I'm not super worried about. I just wanted it to be see-through. So I want to hang this, like, my door has a glass window, so I want to hang it on the window, and I want you to be able to see through the globe, but I'm not too, so that's why it has a hole. I don't really care if it's lined up, unless it's somewhere, it's going to be hanging somewhere where both sides are visible. So my door has a glass window, but it's like, kind of like, not, it's like stained glass, but it's clear, if that makes sense. It's got all these beveled pieces, so you won't really see the back. I just want the light to go through. Yeah, go for it. Double stick tape sounds good. Do it. I think you should do it. But you could also hang this like as like a flag. You know how people have the flags in their yard? This would be cute out there. I'm really thinking somewhere that the light can shine through is what I really wanted to make it, give it that globe effect. So I've made it to the end. I'm just going to do a little back stitch. And then cut myself out here. Okay, and like I said, my back is not super lined up. I wasn't super particular. But see, now you can see, you'll be able to see through. My back is pretty crooked, but you'll be able to see through, and then you can play around with it, and the glitter will shine through in the sun, and it'll be really pretty. So now, because my back is messed up, I'm just going to trim up I'm going to trim on the back here because it didn't line up as much as I'd hoped it would, so I want to get rid of that raw seam. It's really totally just my bad. They line up perfectly. I just was in a hurry. If you use that tape, you can really make sure that everything lines up really well. So I'm just trimming the back because I was rushing, not careful about. And you can see because I was rushing and not careful, like there's a little fabric poking through here, so I'm just trimming that up. Hi Tanya. Thank you, Wanda. Yeah, I was excited about this project. I think it's so fun. So, okay. And then if you want, this would be a fun time to quilt. You could quilt some more, and if you use that interfacing, it'll be a better, that will help it be quilted a bit better. And then once you quilt, then you can bind. So you can either, I think I'm gonna do binding. I'll show you what fabric I'm gonna use, but I haven't cut it yet. So I'm gonna finish it and I'll take photos afterwards. But I'm gonna use this, I think, to bind it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut 2-inch strips of this. And then if you remember how we did the binding before, then I'm going to square this as well. Hi, Barbara. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Christy. Yeah, I feel like it's super fun. I don't know. This would be a cute pouch, like a zipper pouch. Yeah, there's so many fun options you could do. But I don't know if you guys remember when we did the binding before on the quilt or during some of our pouches. Hi, Kim. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut 2-inch strips of this, and then I'm going to place, I'm going to iron it in half. I'll just show you just for an example, since I'm going to finish it afterwards, because I didn't make any binding. I don't think I have any left over. Then on the back side, this will be much smaller. It won't look like this, but I'm going to place all the raw edges together and sew it in place. And then I'll flip this over and sew it in place along the front so that the edge like this, sew it in place along the front. Sure, I feel like there's so much stuff you could use in here because this isn't, I don't think you're really going to be washing it. It's more of like, you know, a novelty thing that it's not going to be used very often, and if you hang it on your door, you're not ever going to wash it. So you could really play around with the different materials and fabrics. Barbara, you can follow me all sorts of places. You can like my page, Sew with Alicia. On there, you can sign up for my newsletter. You can go over in the description. There's a link to the blog post where you can find the cut file for this, and you can follow me on Pinterest at Sew with Alicia. Pretty much anywhere. My handle is Sew with Alicia. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, you can find me, Sew with Alicia. And I'd love to have you. Okay, so I used too much snow, but you get the idea of how cool this will be if you don't use too much snow, and you'll actually be able to see the tree. You could put other things here in the middle. I was also thinking it would be fun to just do like a saying, like "Let it snow." You could cut that out of some adhesive vinyl and just stick it right to the plastic vinyl before you do it. So if you did it, that would help actually with the snow. I really like that idea because if you cut it, the vinyl, and stick it to the front, then the snow would be in the back and it wouldn't cover up the tree like mine does. Or you could just do the tree out of vinyl and stick it to the front so that it's not covered up. That way you'd be able to see it, and then the snow, you could put as much snow as you wanted. Thanks, Linda. Thanks, Stephanie. Yeah, there's so many fun options. I will finish this with this. I'm gonna bind it with this. If you really wanted, you could do some batting, but just make it, I would make it, you want to make it smaller so that when you sew here, you're not showing batting. So make it go from here out, and so make it smaller than the, make the hole in the batting bigger than the hole in the fabric, if that makes sense. Can't get my brain to work. Sorry guys, my cold is kicking my butt. So yes, I'm going to finish it with this. Did I do it? No, I did it right. I'm going to bind it with this. There's tons of options you could do, and I think I'm going to be playing around with it for a while. So guys, I bought 1/3 of a yard of the this plastic vinyl, which is, I mean, that makes it super cheap, and just used a few circles, so that'll get you a ton of circles, 1/3 of a yard. But I bought 1/3 of a yard because that is 12 inches to fit my mat perfectly, so then I could just chop it off and cut as many circles as I wanted on my cutting mat. So that's why I bought 1/3 of a yard. Saves on some math. So, okay, do you guys have any questions? And yeah, sorry I didn't finish it. I'm gonna finish it. I meant to get this cut and I didn't, and then I was like, I'll do ribbon, but it would be cute. Ribbon would be super cute, don't get me wrong. You could fold it in half over the edges, like this. Do the same method, like sew this side in place first, and then fold it over and sew it in place here. Yeah, there's tons of different options. So, oh, Tracy, that's a great idea. You could, give this some weight too. If you didn't do the faux snow, you could do some sort of, make it a little bit weighted, kind of like a weighted blanket. So yeah, you could also do one of those, my kids have a toy that you have to find all the things in the inside, like a seek and find. So you could put different little things in here and make it like a quilt where you look for things. But like I said, I don't know how washable this is. I didn't design it with washing it in mind. So that would take some testing and some playing around with. I wouldn't want you to do all that work and then have it get messed up. So yes, fusible fleece and a zipper pouch would be totally adorable. You could do one on either side so it's see-through all the way. That would be super fun. All right, guys. Yeah, and don't forget to grab the link with all this. So it's got the cut file. There's a lot of different options, and I've kind of explained in the blog post about how I cut everything and the settings that I used for my Cricut. So if you're using a Cricut, I've got all the details for you for cutting all this stuff over on the blog post, which is in the description of this video. So share this video so you can find it later. You can find that blog post later. You can pin the blog post when you're over there, pin it so you can find it later. However you like to find things later, you can do that. So I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'm not going to be here on Friday. I'm going to take one day off because like my family wants to be with me or something. I don't know, whatever. Just kidding. So I'm going to take Friday off, and then I'll be back on Monday. We've got a big Cyber Monday sale for the bundle, the cut file bundle that I'm part of. So I'm going to be making a couple really fun projects with all the files from the bundle so that you guys can see it and see how cool it is. And then you can get it on our Cyber Monday sale if you're interested. So that's Monday. And thank you, Kathy. Happy Thanksgiving. And I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great holiday weekend. Bye.